Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
A big moment, and it looks like she's going to come back in a wrestling capacity. That's what it feels like to me. She's not coming over to walk the Kabuki Warriors down to the ring. She's coming to scrap.
Yeah, man. Like I say, Paige's departure from the square circle was unceremoniously not due to anything of her own doing or anything like that. Not really wanting to lead a business, but a medical issue. And I tell you, it was a scary, scary deal when Paige got that kick to the back and her body was just, totally all over the place. You wondered, man, can you come back from something like that? And of course, WWE is very, very serious about neck injuries. They're very serious and very touchy. Daniel Bryan was out, for a neck injury for quite some time. I think John Morrison was out for quite some time for a neck injury as well. And that's just an area that definitely, just serious. It's just serious place to, be working around. But my thing is this, Saraya is still young enough to actually get out there and know, her body limitations. If she could still do this, just like Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was a kid who'd say, man, I'm not going to let anyone tell me that I can't do this when I know I can. And I've told you about doctors also. One doctor say, no, you can't do this. And the next doctor tell you, you cleared, you get to go. You know what I mean? So I get it. I totally understand where she's coming from. WWE doctor may have told her, one thing, but when you got one life to live, you want to do it your way. And that's just the bottom line as far as that goes.
Yeah, I mean, you could talk about Edge is another one who went out way with a neck injury and was able to make a recovery. And he's much older than Saraya. It was able to make a full recovery after some rest from the ring. You're right. The doctors can be funny. I remember hearing Tom Cruise talk, or they were telling a story about Tom Cruise doing one of the Mission Impossible movies. And he wanted to do the thing where he jumped from one building to the other. Right. And he wanted to do it, without, himself and without all this extra safety equipment or whatever. He said, so the safety tech came up to me and said, Mr. Cruz, that's not something we can do. He goes, so I fired the safety tech, and the next guy said, oh, yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing going on there, right? But with Saraya, I would like to think that she's not going to do anything that's going to put her injury at risk. And if a doctor does clear her, she's smart enough to know what her body can and can't do. I trust her enough to know that. So I'm excited to see her back in the ring, because Paige in WWE, when we look at her career now, she was revolutionary. She helped really break down a lot of I don't know if I say doors, but just the preconceived notion of what we expected a WWE diva at the time to be. She even went into NXT as the anti-diva. That was like her whole shtick. There was this, kind of pale skin, black hair, black gear, punk chick from the UK. But the crowd responded to her like nobody else. I mean, she really was able to capture that crowd. So I'm excited to see her back in the ring again. I've always been a fan.
Yeah, and great way to bring her back too. Arthur Ashe Stadium, nice crowd, big pop. You could tell she was happy, like crazy, that smile was just radiating, through the arena. So yeah, man, I'm glad to see her back. Me personally, Paige has always been one of my favorites. She's always been, that chick. So I'm just glad to see her back. Seriously. Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.